Yesterday I taught a poem, The Caged Bird by Maya Angelou. She's an African-American poet who wrote about the struggles of the African-American community. The poem that I taught is called The Caged Bird. The students read through the poem like this, and then we went through and annotated the poem with some of the meanings of the different stanzas, went through what are the metaphors in the poem, as well as what exactly is the author's message, what is the author trying to say, who is the caged bird, who is the free bird in the poem, and what type of figurative language is in the poem, and then we talked a little about the poem structure. On the back of the worksheet, I had some questions that the students had to answer and then an essay that the students had to write. So what I told the students was, if you go ahead, we're going to do this worksheet, and then afterwards, we're going to play a game. When I said the word game, it was like my students' lights went on inside of their head. They got so excited to hear that there was going to be a game, and they started asking questions like, what kind of game are we going to play? And I said, well, in my game, it's going to be a game show, and the questions are going to be very related to or similar to the questions on the back of this worksheet. Right away, you could see all of the kids put their heads down, and they started working on the questions for the game or on the worksheet. In the culturally responsive teaching strategy, Gamify, when I play the game Beat the Challenge Chair, you can do it in a bunch of different ways. First, you could have the students do the worksheet and then use the questions from the worksheet to play the game. And then the students who are in the audience for the game, they can go ahead and check over their answers on their worksheet to see if they would agree or disagree with the contestants and what their responses are. Another thing you can do is you can ask the questions on the worksheet ahead of time in the game. And then when at the completion of the game, then you can pass out the worksheet and ask students to complete the worksheet individually. If they were paying attention to the game and they were engaged, it was another way for them to learn the information from the lesson, and then the worksheet's a way to show that they understand it independently. A third strategy that you can do is before a test or a quiz or any type of assignment where they would have to prepare ahead of time, you could cut the questions apart off of your typical study guide or your typical worksheet, and instead of doing the worksheet or the study guide at all, you could just play the game. And the students could show you what they know based on how many questions they're able to answer, or you could play the game as a way to study for an upcoming assessment as well. Welcome to the game show.
Beat the Challenge Chair!
I am your host, Dr. Mahmood, and I am looking for our first contestant. All right. Are you ready to
Beat the Challenge Chair!
All right. In Maya Angelou's poem, The Caged Bird, what does the caged bird represent, or who does the caged bird represent?
In the book, like Gabriel King?
No, in the poem.
Oppressed people or black people?
What do we think, audience? Is he correct?
Yeah!
Give him a round of applause. Thank you so much. All right, I'm looking for contestant number 2. All right. Are you ready to
Beat the Challenge Chair!
Yes.
Awesome. Question number 2. What type of figurative language is the caged bird?
A metaphor.
Are you sure about that?
No.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
All right. Is it a metaphor? Audience says?
Yeah!
All right. Give her a round of applause. We're looking for our next contestant. All right. Are you ready to
Beat the Challenge Chair!
All right. In the poem Caged Bird by Maya Angelou, what does the word claim mean?
I don't know.
Okay, here are your choices. Do you want to phone a friend or take the 50-50?
50-50.
All right, the 50-50. Does claim mean to own or to give away? He says he dares to claim the sky. Does he want to own it or give it away? You are correct. Give her a round of applause. All right. Are you ready ready to
Beat the challenge chair!
Awesome. In the poem, it says, his wings are clipped and his feet are tied. What do you think the author meant by that? Do you want to phone a friend or take a 50-50? Phone a friend. All right, you got to put your phone up. Hold your phone up like this. All right, put it by your ear. There you go. Look around. See, who could you call? Who would you trust would be able to help you out with this question and the meaning of it? What? All right, yes, you. What does the author mean? His wings are clipped and his feet are tied. Can you tell your answer on the phone to this guy? Tell your answer on the phone.
He also means that he's held down and pushed down with oppression.
Do you want to go with your friend's answer? Did he give you a good answer? All right, what did your friend say? Say it a little bit louder into my microphone.
That he's oppressed.
All right, and the audience should give this kid a big round of applause. All right, are you ready to?
Beat the challenge chair!
Amazing. Our third question is, what do you think the cage represents in the poem by Maya Angelou?
Racism, discrimination, inequity, and oppression.
What do you think audience says?
Yes!
All right, thank you so much. Give her a round of applause. Are you ready to?
Beat the challenge chair!
Awesome. Your question is, who does the free bird represent in Maya Angelou's poem? People free from oppression. The audience says?
Yes!
All right, give them a round of applause. Are you ready to?
Beat the challenge chair!
You ready? All right. In the poem, Caged Bird by Maya Angelou, which paragraphs are the chorus or the refrains? I have one for you.
Paragraph 3 and 6.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Are you sure about that? Are you positive?
Yes.
Okay. Audience says?
Yeah!
Yes! Good job. Give them a round of applause. All right. Are you ready to?
Beat the challenge chair!
All right. Here's your question. In the book Gabriel King, The Liberation of Gabriel King, who do you think would best represent the caged bird?
Frida Wilford.
Why do you think that?
Because she was getting threatened, and they were talking about oppression and how like her
Good job. Thank you for playing.
Beat the challenge chair!
After playing the game, I asked the students about their reaction to gamifying worksheets, and the students were really excited about playing the game with the worksheet. Some of the things that they brought up were that they were more motivated to complete the worksheet knowing that it would turn into a game. They were also more motivated to play the game because they had an opportunity to preview the answers to the game on the worksheet. I saw students willing to take a risk that don't typically take a risk in answering questions in the classroom discussions. They were willing to come up and sit in the hot seat or in the challenge chair for the game. Okay.
It wants you to, it makes you want to remember more stuff about the story or poem. So you could get the answers right on the Beat the Challenge chair.